Good afternoon, Fargo City Commissioner Tony Gehrig with your How I Voted for the November 18th and December 2nd, 2019 Fargo City Commission meeting on Facebook Live. I'm on the website, and I'll be looking back and forth. A couple things from the 18th. The Prairie Dog funding, if you don't know what that is, it's new funding we're receiving from the state, must be spent on infrastructure within the city. Fargo's the biggest city in North Dakota, obviously getting the most money, about $13.5 million this year and next year, and we'll receive far more than that in the future years based on the price of oil. So with that, we know we're getting this money. Now the decision is what are we going to do with that money? Are we just going to spend more? Are we just going to do more things? Or are we going to reduce taxes on people and say, hey, how about this? No more special assessments. We found $13 million. We average about $13 million a year in special assessments for updating existing infrastructure. Here's an idea. Let's eliminate special assessments. And that's what my plan was. A good plan, I thought. And I wrote this plan down. I had it into a formal document that was presented to the City Commission and was roundly rejected. And I offered this, and I said, hey, every penny of Prairie Dog money needs to go to 100% offset the cost of specials. And when I'm talking about special, I'm talking about existing infrastructure, not the new roads, not the, you move into a new house and, it's your roads, so you have to build it. We should just end that special altogether. We should get rid of that. What I'm talking about is existing infrastructure, which we spend about $13.5 million on per year. The state of North Dakota is giving us that exact amount of money. Every penny of that should go to offset the cost of special assessments. And the commissioners said, no, we're not going to write that in stone. We're not going to write that down. We're going to do it. They promised they'd do it, but then they refused to put it on paper and say, this is our new policy, to offset it 100%. So I offered it as a motion to accept this document saying that it would be 100% for special assessments, and I did not even get a second for discussion. 4 out of the 5 commissioners don't even want to talk about it. So that's disappointing. But here we are now. So the next thing on the agenda was the infrastructure funding policy. So what policy are we going to have with infrastructure? And basically, more of the same. We're going to special assess the heck out of you. We're going to give you a 0.75% interest rate instead of a 1% interest rate, which is really good for you, right? Big difference for you. It's not a big difference. But everything else is basically going to be the same as you've been doing. So we had a 1.5-year long special assessment task force. We told you we were going to make changes, and we didn't do a damn thing. And that's just the way it is. And no one's surprised by this. I am not surprised by this. But the outpouring from the people has to continue. There has to be continued outrage over this, because if there isn't, we'll carry on the way we always have, and that's exactly what you're seeing now. They just waited for you to forget about it, which I think most people have, until next year when you receive your special assessments, which will be big. There will be more, and they'll be just expensive, if not more expensive. So keep on it. So anyway, infrastructure funding policy with a 4-1 vote as well. I voted against it. We did do one nice thing though. We got rid of the Link FM. So I've been fighting this battle since I became a commissioner. Link FM was supposed to be a charter around the downtown Fargo because we were doing a lot of construction. There's like with City Hall, we're going to lose some parking, so people wanted a way to get around, so you could park, say, in Moorhead, and then take this charter and get to work or whatever. And no one used it. No one used it at all. And people continue to not use it. When it does get used is during street fairs or during big events in downtown Fargo, which makes sense. There's not a lot of parking here. You can park in Moorhead or whatever, or you can just use that charter to say park in the south side of downtown and get to the north side of downtown, which is where you want to be, right? In the winter, that's very nice, and I understand that. So big win here, I think. We've stopped the daily service, which saves the city of Fargo over $50 an hour, okay, per year, $50 an hour, 8 hours a day, every day. It was a substantial amount of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars that we cut out of the budget. We are, however, keeping this system for downtown events, which I'm fine with. I understand it. It's a good compromise. People do use it during these events, and that's good. So we'll see if it works out the way we want to, but good news, we got rid of the Link FM finally. For the 2nd of December 2019, that meeting, the City Commission approved the 4-year CIP. The 4-year CIP is, again, now we know the infrastructure funding policy. We know how we're going to fund those things. Now we have to decide what we're going to fund. I was primed to vote against this, again, for the reasons I already described of how we're funding it. But now we're talking about what we're funding. And this policy, this CIP, is not set in stone. It is a guideline. It is a place. It is a starting point. So if we see other projects that are more important cropping up, we can either move and slide to that project, flex to a different project, or change the amount we're going to spend on each project based on the needs of Fargo. So because it's not set in stone, because it's not a funding source or a funding policy, it's just a, hey, here's the work we want to do policy, I did approve it in a 5-0 vote. If you have questions about this, special assessments, prairie dog funds, these meetings, let me know. Email, phone call, text, whatever, Facebook, whatever you want to do. Let me know what you're thinking. But please share the videos, talk to your friends about this stuff. You're going to blow some minds telling them how special assessments work, how funding for the infrastructure works, and just point with these videos. I got one for every single video, every single meeting that I've had ever since being a commissioner. So share the videos, watch how we're spending your tax dollars. Thank you.